Well, there's two things in here, and I haven't read a lot of books that cover these topics. And there's other things in here besides those two things, but the two primary topics are executing through a restart or a turnaround, and the other topic is building an exceptional employee culture. And I know there's a lot of info out there from companies like Zappos or Google or people who talk about it, but I don't know if there's really an instructional guide on how to do it yourself, step-by-step process on how to build your core values, how to build out a great culture. But I don't know if anybody's ever admittedly said, hey, we're about to go out of business, what do we do? And admitted all the mistakes that they made and came up with a lot of solutions that we've gone through. Because a lot of people don't know, but a call center is really versatile. You have to recreate yourself over and over and over, in order to be alive and stay in existence, because it's such a shifting environment. So those are two things any business needs to deal with. And I think I've tried to do a great job in not only talking about what we've done, but creating execution around how somebody else could do it. For me, the critical elements are hiring the right type of people and being able to train them how to communicate in a way on the telephones that builds rapport with the customer, that allows you to create a sale or create a positive experience with a customer. Now, there's other critical things like technology, that's important, but if all things are equal, if we all have the same technology, the difference in what you're going to get for results is in what you do with the people. So many call centers today believe that a customer should answer the phone kind of like the DMV. Hi, what's your name? What's your birthday? What's your address? What's your social security number? What's your credit card number? There's no building rapport in there. I believe that a call center experience should be engaging. I also know that a client might think it's going to increase talk time on the on the front end, and it does, but it also decreases talk time on the back end and allows an agent to upsell and cross-sell with more of a rapport with the customer, so it goes by much faster and they end up with higher average tickets because they've built trust with the customer. I looked at all the companies across the US that were call centers, and then I said, how many soft offer call centers are there? And there was about a dozen, that were there. But then I said, how many soft offer centers are there that take calls in Spanish? And there weren't any. And our goal in building Listen Trust was to create a small call center of maybe 100 to 150 people that could take, 10,000 calls a week. It was going to be smaller. It was, going to be a sales center in order to take soft offer Spanish calls. And what happened is when we started to build it, there was really no other call centers that had Spanish operators that could do trial offers or could do hard offers. And so we ended up getting a client that had a lot of phone calls. Their Spanish media was outperforming their English media. We were, competing with some other call centers that said they did Spanish. But because of our soft offer training, we were blowing them out of the water. We were doing like a $47 rev per call, and the other company was doing like 27. We would get campaigns that would build, but all of a sudden the restocking fees would shut a campaign down. So we'd go from 10 agents to 30, back to 6 to 10 to 30 to 10 to 6 to, I'm like, this is impossible to maintain. We need to get rid of COD, and we need to see if Hispanics have credit cards or not. We're either going to fail or succeed based on the credit worthiness of the Spanish market. And what happened is, lo and behold, we got rid of CODs and paid our agents a little bit of a higher commission for credit cards, and they were converting at 15%, and all of a sudden they started converting at 30. And I'm like, I think it's just the belief in the mindset of the employees. When they had COD as a crutch, they would be like, oh, okay, we'll do COD. Once we got rid of it, they had to try harder to sell, and our close rates doubled. So I wanted to dedicate it to Glenn because he's been like a father to me, somebody who probably, believed in me more than anybody in the early days when everybody else thought, that I was kind of just this dumb kid with dreams. He had this little $40 policy for him and his wife, and I used to renew it like every 6 months in person. When I was working in a call center, somebody approached him with prepaid legal, and it was my idea to kind of turn prepaid legal into a monthly club and sell it behind phone calls. And as I was trying to grow that business, Glenn was the first one who ever believed in me. Glenn took out a credit card for $3,000 and actually gave me my own credit card. It was the first credit card I ever had. I came from nowhere, so I didn't even have a credit card. And so Glenn gave me this $3,000 credit card, and it was the first time I really traveled was using this credit card to go to Nebraska and Colorado and a show in LA. And it was because Glenn had taken out this credit card and believed in me that I was able to even start having a business or start in business.